Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac. Oh.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Richard Scott. We're back with another video, and today we got to talk about something kind of crazy. So, they're reporting that Nene Leakes is wanted for an incident with a fan. We got to get into this. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell button so you can be alerted to when we drop new content. Let's get into the video. So here's the deal. So Nene was allegedly walking through the airport, right? And so she's on the phone and she's clearly engaged in something. And so fans are asking if she could take pictures with them. Now, this is the thing. It's two things going on here. One, in the video, we can clearly see that Nene slaps the phone out of this man's hands, right?
Hey Nene, how are you doing? You're number one fan over there. That's all.
I'm really of two minds at this point. One, I'm on the side of Nene is walking through the airport, right? She is clearly engaged in a conversation. She's clearly either trying to make her flight or getting back from a flight. There's no telling what's really going on. And then you have someone who is an admiring fan, but at the end of the day, she might be busy at that moment. Like we said, she's clearly on the phone. So to kind of have someone put their camera in your face while you're just walking along, it's rude. It's actually rude. It's rude. It's rude. It's so rude. Like, I can't imagine having that happen. But when you become a public figure, you kind of have to get used to certain things happening, especially if you're walking without security. I think that the better solution for her would have been to do something to that degree and maybe not slap the phone out of his hands, because at that point, in some instances, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that can be considered assault. We saw this whole situation play out with Offset. You know, when the little kid is asking him for a photo and he refuses, and he basically does something very similar and he breaks the kid's phone. Then he ended up facing felony charges because it was in the state of Georgia over that incident. So allegedly, Nene is wanted by the police at this point. Now, here's the thing. This might be a controversial opinion, but I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give it to you real. I don't blame her because I think at a certain point in time, you probably just get like aggravated, right? I don't think that she needed to go that far. I think that, again, I think if you're not ready to take a photo, just simply throw up the hand. You know, you don't have to necessarily put your hands on anybody or put your hands on their phone, because at that point in time, you're kind of violating that person and you're violating their property. So, you know, for me, this is quite interesting because I don't know where this falls. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really quite get it. My hope is that she's not wanted by the police. My hope is that it can be resolved quickly and easily. If the phone broke, maybe she can replace it. But at the end of the day, I do kind of feel like people have to be more respectful, particularly with these cell phones and with, you know, celebrities or anybody, because this could, if you're watching this and you're not a celebrity, if someone were to come up to you and they basically had a phone in your face, how would you feel? You know, I think it's one thing to capture somebody from afar and be like, oh my God, there's Nene, there's you know, Beyonce or somebody like that. But I think it's another thing to sort of get into their person's personal space and then sort of, become demanding, because you never know how somebody's gonna react. You know what I'm saying? You get the wrong person on the wrong date. Like clearly this happened on the wrong date for them, and she popped that phone right out of that hand. You know what I'm saying? And Tammy Roman told y'all, when y'all get to doing the hands, she might be liable to pop you. So there's that. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about, because it has definitely hit home for me, is that, Bethenny Frankel is leaving the Real Housewives of New York. So the upcoming season will be Bethenny Frankel less. Now, she announced this the day that the other ladies began filming the new season, which will be season 12, and all of the ladies were expected to come back. So this really took the world by storm, and I'm kind of shocked. Like, I'm literally in shock about this whole situation. And I want to read to you what she said about this whole situation, because I feel like this is something that she's known for quite some time, and you guys can be the judge. But here's what she had to say. I wanted to take a moment to write a personal note to you. I am so grateful to you for sticking with me through everything. You started this journey with me in my tiny apartment in my late 30s, wondering what would happen to me. I was broke, single, and had no family and no idea what the future held. I had big dreams and I never stopped, but I honestly didn't know if I would ever get here. You helped me to get here. I would read your letters and messages and grow from your struggles. You would give me your honest opinion and my products and projects and helpful advice about divorce, relationships, motherhood, miscarriages, health, and surviving the death of a loved one and almost my own. You have shared your ideas with me, and I have been inspired by and learned from you. I am fortunate to have created a business and career that some people only dream of. I have a beautiful baby girl who is now 9 years old, and she has changed me as a woman. Whatever it is in your life, reach for your dreams and love and make the impossible happen, because it can and will happen. Come from a place of yes, and it's yours for the taking. Thank you so much for your love and support, and stay tuned. You haven't seen the last of me. There are many amazing things to come. I love you all, and I'm so happy to have you in my life. P.S. New York City is still my playground. So here's her actual statement about what she will be doing next, and you guys can sort of get into this, and I want to know your opinions about it afterwards. She says, I've decided to leave the Housewives franchise to explore my next chapter. It's time to move on and focus on my daughter, my philanthropy, and my production partnership with Mark Burnett, producing and starring in shows which represent a shift in the conversation for women. With the changes in modern culture, I want to highlight the strength, confidence, and unstoppable power that women have. My experience at Bravo has been an incredibly magical ride. I'm so grateful to them for highlighting my entrepreneurialism and allowing me to pave the way for many to achieve their goals. I am excited for my future. The best is yet to come. Now, Frankel signed a deal with MGM Television and Mark Burnett back in March, under which she will develop unscripted projects that she will executive produce and potentially appear on camera. According to an individual with knowledge of the deal, Frankel has recently taken meetings at both cable networks and streaming platforms to discuss producing new shows under the MGM deal. In addition, Frankel also has her Skinny Grow lifestyle brand and her Be Strong charity, which has provided disaster relief to those affected by hurricanes in areas like Houston, North Carolina, and Puerto Rico. So the question is, will you be sad to see Bethenny go? I, for one, am going to be completely sad that she's actually leaving the franchise. Now, here's the thing. New York has always been an amazing show. It's gotten even more amazing within the past several years, but I will be honest with you, this past season, to me, it was a little stale until the end. I kind of felt like Bethenny was sort of just along for the ride in this particular season. It doesn't shock me that she's leaving the show. I am incredibly sad about it because her commentary is the most amazing. Like, she has the best confessionals out of any other housewife of any other city, if you ask me. So I'm definitely gonna miss that. I also think that it was also time for the show to get a refresh. New York has a particular flavor, and they're gonna need another powerhouse woman to fill in Bethenny's shoes. You can't really replace her, but you can add to the show to make it more of a fun, hot mess, but you wanna come from a place of authority. So we need someone who is well known. My votes are gonna be for Heather Thompson, I'm telling her Instagram, Heather Thompson to come back this season. I think she has the power to sort of get things back to a really good place and a really interesting place. I think that it will be interesting to see her shine without having Carol sort of as her sort of wing woman. I'm also interested in maybe seeing more from Jill Zarin. And if we want to go with someone new, then my suggestion is probably going to be to go for someone like a Dina Lohan. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think she's the optimal choice for this particular show and this particular franchise. But maybe they also need to hire a black woman. Maybe it's time to integrate someone else who is also in the lifestyle in New York City, who is outside of just outside of a white woman. I mean, it's fun to see because it's reality. No, like in this day and age, everybody's mixing it up with each other. So why wouldn't we see that on our television screens? So I'm going to be excited to see where we go with this. I'm excited to see how any new person will fit into this franchise, because without Bethenny, you are going to need someone really amazing, and you're probably going to need at least 2 people to really fill in the void that she's going to leave with this show. I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm really going to be interested to see what happens during filming of this show. You guys let me know your thoughts on both of these stories. Comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.